Yes, Mizuki? Alright, so yeah, last time we started Mizuki's route, and yeah, we're now Shuichi, and apparently we're taking care of her for a week, and yeah, it's already off to quite the interesting start. I am, again, very curious to learn more about Mizuki, and like, some of these mysteries that are going on here, because definitely seems to be a lot going on under the surface. Yeah, very curious. Still concerned, because now this game just scares me. Just because, like, ooh, after that last chapter especially, I'm just always concerned. I was from the start of the first two, but chapter 3 especially, woo Nelly. So yeah, and again, I'm already really attached to her because she's been great throughout all the other chapters. So I'm worried but curious. What do you want, Mizuki? I was summoned back to reality from my absent-minded days. This was yet another happening as I walked through the city with Mizuki the next day. Just as I was thinking my neck kind of hurt, she pulled on my shirt. What's wrong? I ain't crowded to fix my collar. Never eat soggy waffles. The direction of the hand you hold your teacup with. Sure? Her face. Lol. Sorry. It's really that way. I pointed to a nearby streetlight. Yeah. Are we trolling her again? That was clearly a lie. I love it. What? What is Wakia? I want to save the line so badly. Her face again, dirty. She was once again grandly surprised. Her reactions were always interesting. After you, she was the best to tease. Yeah, I agree completely. She definitely has very interesting reactions. Great. You're gonna investigate? Oh, what you mean? That's good. I smiled and looked at her. She became energetic just like she declared. Her street clothes gave a rougher impression than a uniform, and they were quite fitting for a lively girl. Oh yeah, by the way, one of your overall straps is hanging off. Very cute though, so it's fine, but just so you know. Her slender limbs were exposed. Yes. Look kind of hot. Yes. So what should we do today? Alright, what do you want to do? She shouted like an excited child on Parents' Day at school. Oh, is Kay here? Altair? I don't know either, Mizuki. I figured she'd start cackling, but she just hung her head. Oh, you're gonna meet Chihiro. Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, do you know her? I see. In that case, she might remember you. Alright, that sounds nice. Got it. Well, let's go and see. Without wasting any time, I turned around lightheartedly. Renji probably hadn't come yet, so it probably wouldn't be a problem to show up and greet her. I'm not that great at dealing with Chihiro, though. Because I can't lie to her. I muttered that last part under my breath so she couldn't hear me. Oh. So we basically just didn't answer her then. I had heard about it, but the station really was something of a refuge from the bustle of downtown. There was good ventilation, and it was also pleasantly cool. Now, I probably felt like the temperature dropped because of the girl loitering there. Hey, there she is. Give another good old head pats. I do like how like the chapters can always connect too. Like in the first tale, you had chapter 1 and 2 connecting, and now this one's 3 and 4 connecting. I really appreciate that, so we can still see the characters from the previous one. Very nice. She was alone, looking up at the sky. If one were to touch her, they would be clad in a hazardous atmosphere that would threaten to break them and the very world around them. And yeah, again, just like how I mentioned with Hiro, Kyosuke, and Renji, Shuichi also has like a very different voice, which is like always like a really good thing. I appreciate like different details like that. So it's cool that even he sounds different too. Like they all have like their own unique voices that I really like. It adds to the ensemble feeling of the story a lot. I was only about halfway to close enough to call out to her. When she noticed us. She gazed at us with a solitary eye. By the way, whose hobby was she fulfilling with these Chinese-looking clothes? Mine?
どちら様でしょうか?
Hi, Chihiro-chan. I'm Mimora's friend, Shuichi Kuze. I met you before. Mizuki took my exclamation dubiously, but she seemed quick to see the necessity.
それはどうも.
Chihiro dealt us a quick bow, but still expressionless. This was exactly the same as half a year ago.
すみません。私は...
Oh, it's okay, Chihiro. Yeah, I know the circumstances, so it's alright.
そうですか.
Her eyes moved on to Mizuki.
そちらの方は、久世さんの妹さんですか?
No.
久世さんがお兄さん?
Okay, what the face, rude. We have to get our story straight if you want to go undercover as my little sister.
冗談ですよ。ごめんなさい。爽やかに指でカモーンってやるのやめてください。
Are we gonna get the good old Oni-chan? I'm just saying, I'll engrave your body with love.
セカンですよ、それ。
Lol. Better yet, training. Thanks. Chihiro just sighs. Chihiro took a breath and looked rather unsure of what was going on. That's completely fair.
つまり兄弟で会ってるのでしょうか?
Not really, though.
違います違います。近所のお兄ちゃんみたいなものですけど、なんて言えばいいんですかね。
I feel like that's still gonna confuse her. We're dating as a marriage prerequisite. You say a lot of really funny words. Don't you think this reaction is interesting?
なかなか斬新ですね。
I see. It's considerably novel, huh? That's funny.
否定してくださいよ、久世さん。
But why though? Yeah. We couldn't go on with this foolish conversation, huh? As I was finally going to speak the truth, I pointed to Mizuki. Actually, Renji woke up wearing female clothing.
そう、レンコです。
Renko now, huh? As expected of a girl closer to Osaka than Odawa, it was going way different than with Fimura. A magnificent performance has moved Chihiro so much she's speechless. Chihiro's just so confused, dude. Mizuki held her head as she realized what she just said. No reaction from Chihiro. Let's tell your name without the comedy act.
そうですね。
You clapped your hands and went out before me.
葉山みずきです。K 先輩と遊んだりなんだりしていて会ったことあるんですけど、覚えてますか?
Aww. Oh, does she? You may have been surprised. She bent her head sideways with an almost unchanged expression.
みずきちゃん?
Oh, she does. Nice.
そうですそうです。よかった。
Oh, that's awesome.
大きくなったんですね。ああ、はい。それはもうなんとなく勝手に大きくなりました。
Well, I mean, you know, passage of time. Oh. Chihiro looked at her own arm somewhat mysteriously.
そうか。もうそんなに経つんだ。そうです。千尋さんも大きくなってますね。
I was as surprised as Chihiro, although I didn't say it. Her nature was admirable. She didn't avoid the topic of her memory defect. Despite this party of people fussing over her, she spoke to Chihiro directly with a natural smile and fear of curiosity.
綺麗です。K 先輩とは違うミステリアスな魅力がメロメロですね。メロメロ? しい美人です。そんなことありません。ありまくりですよ。というわけで抱きついてもいいですか？
Oh. Huh? Didn't that break the flow of conversation? It's fine.
ちょっと再会を惜しくしましてハグを。はい、別に構いませんけど。わーい。
Oh. The two girls in front of my eyes hugged tenderly.
ふにふに柔らか
Oh my gosh, Mizuki.
い。いい匂い。
Why you smell at it?
幸せ。
I'm telling K, Mizuki. I'm telling K. Chihiro, dude.
鼻血出そう。
Yeah, see? What you doing? What about K? I think you summoned flowers, Mizuki. This spectacle. Was it a gag? Hey, are you for real? I think she is.
何がですか？
Silly. He set her cheek on Chihiro's head and sighed happily. She didn't seem to be joking, so I pulled back a little. No, what are you doing?
充電してるんです。すっごく先輩エネルギーが足りなかったんです。
You can't replace K of Chihiro, Mizuki, darn it.
はあ、それはところで暑くないですか？
Really at her own pace, she murmured as she was being hugged. I didn't get it.
ごめんなさい。
Wait, hold on, we got kind of slight booty shot right here. Nice. That didn't sound remorseful at all. Mizuki separated from her, almost acting like she'd dance.
改めましてお久しぶりです。葉山みずきです。はい、そうですね。久しぶりだと思います。千尋さん、あ、よかったらですけど、千尋先輩って呼んでいいですか？
Chihiro senpai.
いやー、ケイ先輩と同じ年上だってのに呼び方を合わせないと変な感じがしまして。お姉ちゃんと一緒ということですか？
For some reason, Chihiro looked my way. You can pretend I'm not here, I guess. I waved my hand in front of my face. Sorry about that, I got interrupted. Anyway, I waved my hand in front of my face.
そうですか。では、先輩後輩ということで。
Senpai and Kohai. Nice.
は
Make it Mizuki, dude. I don't get it. Not one bit. Two very different voices resounded for the station.
よかった。お姉ちゃんも本当に元気にやってるんですね。
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, she can tell her all about Kei and Kyosuke and all what's going on there, because she's seen all that. She asked Mizuki about his sister, and Chihiro gave a sigh of relief.
メールのやりとりとかしてるんじゃないんですか?
She does, but I'm sure she wanted to hear like something like more in kind of in person, I guess. Semi in person.
してますけど、やはり直に会っているわけではないので。
Yeah, thought so.
なるほど。
I watched it from a short distance away. She was asking about Kei or Hiro, names I didn't really remember. I couldn't really cut into the conversation. The girl seemed full of emotion. It was nice to listen in. It was hard to believe they were so noisy earlier. They?
久世さん
I think it was just Mizuki. I think that was all on her. Yes, Mizuki? Mizuki called me as I was spacing out. What is it, princess? Princess.
しばらく千尋先輩のお相手をお願いできればと思いまして。
Oh, you're all gonna be spending time together? That'd be awesome. She turned the tables on my joke, went into her habitual feign innocence mode. Why?
いえ、ちょっとお花を摘みに。おほほほほ。
Okay. First of all, don't do that laugh, Mizuki. Second of all, I thought she meant she wanted her to like have a sleepover. I thought that's what she meant. Anyway, my bad. Flowers?
ああ、わからなければいいんです。
There should be a bathroom around the entry gate.
めちゃくちゃわかってますね。
Lol. I waved her off, and though she was in tears, Mizuki waved back. Hiro just gazed absent-mindedly. I was bad at this. I hit my chest while standing in front of her. In that case, should I accompany you?
何をですか?
What would you like? Her incredibly plain reaction made me smile. Shall we dance or something? Hey, she is taken, sir. Thank you very much. You know how hard I worked for that to happen? Back up, buddy. We got Mizuki, okay?
いえ、私は踊れませんので。
Oh, that's okay, Chihiro. You can learn, but from Renji, okay? She slowly shook her head.
お二人は本当に仲がいいのですね。ちょっと羨ましいかもしれません。
Aw. We aren't siblings, though.
本当にお付き合いなさってはいないんですか?
Man, I wish. I don't think there's any chance of that either. I pointed at the blue sky. By the way, what were you looking at earlier?
カモメです。
Did one of them take your sandwich? One time when I was a kid, a seagull ate my sandwich and I got really mad about it. And I'm still kind of salty, actually. Seagulls? This might be the first time I'd ever seen a person who would concentrate so hard on something like that. The conversation was then interrupted. I gazed at the sky intently. I didn't know about seagulls or whatever, but I slowly circled the sky looking for a single white bird. Tranquil. I heard the sound of a notebook flipping. I braced myself. Chihiro fluently turned the pages, and suddenly spoke in an uncharacteristically surprising voice.
あなたは久世修一さんですか?
Yep, that's me. She was probably confirming my profile. She should have my current condition written in there. I couldn't lie to her after all. Yep. I felt my index finger to my mouth and grinned smugly. I couldn't become anyone other than Shuichi Kuze. Cute sounding footsteps approached from the station building. Did you keep it a secret from Mizuki?
ごめんなさい。
What are we talking about? What does it mean he couldn't become anyone other than Shuichi Kuze? Did we know them before? Hello? Huh. I'm confused. What's going on there? She cast her eyes down with a rather complex look on her face. Don't worry about it. Mizuki returned before I could tell her that.
ああ、久世さん、やっぱり何かしましたね。
I am an innocent man. Shush. What do you mean after all? I didn't do anything.
なんか千尋先輩がどんよりしてるじゃないですか。
Oh?
そんなことないですよ。
Also, I couldn't do it that quick anyway. Hiro first to smile.
そうですか? そうなのかな。
Mizuki, please. Her perception was sharp. The atmosphere was dissenting, but she nodded. It's alright. I have a policy of only letting girls cry on my chest and on my bed.
うわ、最悪だこの人。
I grinned and shrugged. Well then, isn't it about time to get going?
もうですか？
Benji should be here sooner or later, and we're in the middle of our walk. If we tell her too much in one day, it'll be mayhem for her from tomorrow onwards. I said that last part so that Chihiro wouldn't hear and kept my eyes off of her. Even I thought it was unfair to use her handicap as a reason. I didn't have it in me not to do it either.
そっか。そうですね。もう行ってしまうのですか。
Yeah, it was nice to see you. You didn't stop us. I didn't intend to stop either. Even so, I was somewhat anticipating it. I looked at the girl like a sunflower standing beside me.
それじゃあまた来ます、千尋先輩。
Chihiro senpai. That's awesome. We went into the city for some tea and we were now leisurely wandering about. We spoke of the mountains yesterday, so today we naturally headed towards the ocean. I was gonna say, weren't we very specifically told not to go to the ocean of her? I was about to say, like, what the fuck? We couldn't exactly do that. As soon as I realized it, I took her to a familiar place. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, I feel like this isn't a good place to take her either, by the way. Let's log up a cafe. What about that? Hello? Matter of fact. It's hard to hear through the cicada cries. The very moment I tried to peer at her face.
また来たのか。
Yeah, I guess so. I could hear another sigh. Oh, Mr. Imora. Lovely day.
たった今、麗しくなくなったがな。
Mean.
こんにちは。暑いですね。
夏だからな。
Yeah, that's true. It didn't seem like he got it any easier to deal with. He always answered honestly regardless of how bad he was at talking, though.
何か用か。
Nah, we really did just pass by unexpectedly today. I wiped the sweat from my chin as I spoke. After noontime came, I could feel the heat enshrouding me from my feet up. I had a premonition that I would give in to the heat before anyone else. Same, man, same.
少し休んでいきましょうか。
She looked up at me. Was she worried? I'm alright. Actually, that might be helpful.
休憩所じゃないぞ、ここは。
You at least got a bench? It's not your house either. Lol. He laughed scornfully and reached a hand out to the door of the church. The temperature went down sharply just by getting out of the sun. My sweaty skin felt nice and cool. The cicada cry sounded far off now. While you're at it, I'd really like some tea.
ねえよ、そんなもん。
Okay, what about water? Here's a joke. Don't get so crabby. We'll be going soon.
本当に仲がいいんですね。
Mizuki randomly popped her head in.
どこをどう見たら仲良く見えるんだ？
You guys do seem kinda close, not gonna lie.
どこもかしこもですけど。
We're close friends all over, head to toe, huh?
わざわざ言い直すのはやめろ。
二人はいつからのお付き合いなんですか？
Wasn't it as soon as we entered Otomakali Gate? I recall the already too far away era.
深くにもそれから縁を切れずにいるな。あと、お付き合いという言葉もやめてくれ。
We even sent letters to each other after I studied abroad.
お前が勝手に送ってきてただけだろ。
I still didn't get any replies.
あの手紙にどう返事しろって言うんだ。
You take a pen or a pencil, then you write something, and then you send it in the mail.
どうでもいいが、まだ残ってるからな。あの頃の手紙。
Oh, you kept them. Thanks, buddy. Love you too. What? Seriously?
だからうかつなことは。
Why are you laughing, Mizuki? She suddenly blossomed into her laughing voice.
そういうのが仲良しさんなんですよ。
I mean, hey, she's not wrong. She's not wrong at all. Look.
くそ。
He smacked his head. It's like, darn it, I screwed up. Mizuki and I exchanged looks and laughed once more.
クゼとの話なんていいんだ。
さっき 千尋先輩と会ってきましたよ。
You happily change the subject. Yu's eyes widen.
千尋と
Yeah?
私は以前からの知り合いだったんです。とってもお懐かしゅうございました。
そうか。たまにでいいから遊んでやってくれ。
Oh. Did you change sex? Up until now, I'd always told people to keep away from her. Of course I sounded surprised.
別に趣旨なんてないさ。レンジの時だって自主性に任せていただろ。少し甘やかしすぎたかもしれないしな。内堀はどうにもならんが、そろそろ外堀は冷めてきたし、悪くないだろ。
That's so. I wanted to pursue this change of heart a little more, but since Mizuki was here, I just left it at that. With that, he waved and left the scene.
ここは涼しい場所だ。ゆっくりしていくといい。
日村さんはどちらに？
少し街を回ってくる。
Alright, have fun. I really did leave the church without a hint of hesitation. I feel like I wouldn't want to leave these two alone in the church, to be honest. They're both very silly and kind of mischievous. But I guess he doesn't really... he's not really working up to church, so... Mizuki gazed over towards the door and made a wondrous face.
もしかして私が怒らせちゃいましたかね？
No. I followed a glance and shook my head slowly. It's not like that. He was trying to be considerate.
気を使う？
He probably thought we wouldn't settle down as long as he was here being unsociable. His awkward behavior made me grin. Mizuki staggered about looking over the church when suddenly she stopped in front of me and smiled.
久世さんって日村さんの前だと雰囲気が違いますね。
What you mean? Really?
わざと冗談しか言わないみたいな感じですよ。
I smiled. Wasn't she exactly the same? No matter how sincere a person is, the way they interact will more or less change from person to person. Not necessarily aware of it or trying to lie, I suppose. I shrugged and once again looked at the door. Even though it was summer, he was wearing black. I stared at his back in my mind. When figuring out your way of life, or when others figure out their own, no matter how much of a mistake it may seem like, I think it starts with a choice. And a choice is all it is. It doesn't mean you'll become adjusted. It's a way of life where you draw boundaries.
うにょ？
What? She spun her head about. It seemed childishly cute. I directed my focus back in the door once more. But Kimura is different. At a glance, he looks apathetic to the world, but in fact he carries necessary burdens because he knows pain. Was that a little too difficult? I offered a smile to the silent girl.
めんどくさい生き方ですね。
Right? He's definitely meddlesome.
違いますよ。
Oh. What do you mean, Mizuki? It was a 100% pure laugh.
私が言ってるのは久世さんのことです。
Ah, I see. Alrighty then. Well. Mizuki Hayama seemed like she would talk about anything happily. Anything. That's what it seems like. But then, you know, we got a little bit of her perspective earlier, and again, very curious to see what's like actually underneath the surface there. And still scared. Talk about this girl called Kay, to talking about the new candy the convenience store is carrying. Talk about a newborn kitten in the neighborhood. Talk about how bad it was to walk to school on a rainy day. Right now, for some reason, the topic had shifted to the happiness of doing laundry. That's not happy. That's not happy, Mizuki. That's just too much work.
それでですね、晴れた日に洗濯物を干すとき、シーツをバッと広げると気持ちいいんですよ。
I see.
ちょっと残っていた水気が飛んでいくときの匂いとか、いいですよね。
Oh, well, I can't smell, so. Laundry is troublesome, though. Yeah, I'm with Shuichi on this one. Sorry, I'm a girl. I'm with Shuichi here. Seemed like a silly thing to be happy about.
そうですか？いろいろと面白いと思うんですけど。 お泊まりさせてもらってるお礼にレンジの家でもやらせてもらってるんですよ。
That's very nice of you, though.
そうそう、おばさまに教えてもらったことがあるんです。ベッドのシーツを洗うとき、最後にハーブを混ぜたお湯ですすぐと寝るときにいい匂いがするんですよ。それがとっても気持ちいいの。
Aw, she's so cute. She brought her finger to her lips and giggled with a beaming smile. That was so cute.
お前は今
Oh.
幸せか？
Hello, you from my flashback. Mizuki-chan, are you happy right now?
はい、そりゃもちろんですよ。
Are you lying to me right now? An instant response. My rhythm was a little bit off. I feel the vision shook.
久世さんも一緒にやりませんか？
Excuse me? Huh? Do what? Oh, the laundry. I placed my hand on my temple and fabricated a smile so she wouldn't notice my tartering.
今の会話の流れで洗濯以外に何かありました？
No. Listen, it's an arrogate, okay? That'd be nice. No, wait. I had to stop my pointless thoughts. I reconstructed all the information I've been introduced to in conversation up until now with my entire body and mind. In other words, the also family laundry would naturally include some hires. Alright, let's do it! Let's do it right now!
いいえ、そんなに張り切られても今日の分は終わっていまして。
Nothing wrong with getting ahead. Tomorrow then!
明日っすか？
Rest assured, I was once called such honorable names as the Traveler of Bleach and the Fabric Softener Man. The Fabric Softener Man. I feel like we don't want that nickname, honestly. That sounds like a bad nickname.
何か久世さんって人生アドリブみたいなノリですね。
I mean, you know. I think of life as one big ad lib.
もう少しくらい計画性をですね。いいです。はあ、
She sighed and drooped her shoulders. Don't you sigh at me. I thought I was defeated. Certainly I might be happy if I only had a little sister who is even remotely this helpful. Well, systematically, it's so hot that I think I'm going to die. Wanna go get ice cream or something? Ice cream, nice.
え？
Ice cream's always great. You not like ice cream? Cake would be fine too. You seem to like sweet, so I thought you'd be delighted. Are you on a diet right now?
いえいえいえいえ。
Okay, not on a diet, got it. She shook her head with incredible force and her eyes began to sparkle.
アイスがいいです。大好きです。
Nice, let's go! Freaking
や
eyes.
っぱり夏はアイスというかソフトクリームだと思うのです。
Why does she like the best faces? It's so funny, dude.
春でも秋でも冬でも美味しいですけど、一汗かいた後のソフトクリームは格別です。
Facts, I agree. You know, some people say they don't like eating ice cream in winter, and I don't understand. Like, I don't care. Like, if I'm inside, like outside, then I get it. But like inside, no, I don't care. What season it is, I'll have it all the time, no matter what. I get you completely, Mizuki. 110%.
何せソフトクリームは家族の味ですから。
I see. But that's so. He was quite spirited. I mean, yeah, it is Mizuki. Well, shall we go around to some nice places in the neighborhood? He celebrated and grabbed my hand. Oh, I see. I unintentionally looked down at that sight with cold eyes.
あ、手をつなぐと熱いですか？
Nope, it's perfect weather for holding hands. Thank you. No, I guess it's fine. He was cold, just like when we shook hands. There was no real need to let go, so I decided not to worry about it. It wasn't squeezing back though. I'd have to wonder, why are you holding my hand?
癖というか、なんでしょう。
Oh, it's a habit?
ちょっと懐かしいというか。
I see. How come?
さっきの千尋先輩との会話では冗談でしたけど、本当に久世さんみたいなお兄さんがいたら面白いのになって。
Did you used to have a big brother, Mizuki? And then something happened to him or something? Is that what's going on here?
大きいですね。
The small fingers began to hold more strongly.
私一人っ子なんで、お兄さんとかお姉さんに憧れるんですよね。妹とか弟でもいいんですけど、年上の人がいいなって。
Okay, I guess not. Really? You can call me Oni-chan if you want. Ah, yes, please call me the good old Oni-chan. Please do it, Mizuki.
じゃあお兄ちゃん
Oh, yes, let's go! Hi! She gave us a good old Oni-chan. Do it again.
じゃあお兄ちゃん
Nice. Perfect.
じゃあお兄ちゃん
Okay, we're good now.
私に何か隠してませんか
I plead the fifth? Huh? For a moment, the conversation lost its flow. So, I just forced a smile.
久世さんって千尋先輩と同じように笑いますよね
You even pointed that out?
なんでそんなに寂しそうなの
Oh. Hello? Why does everyone ask that? I'm not lonely at all.
俺じゃなくて本人に言えよ。
Late that night, he was grumbling from his home position, drinking beer again. I was sitting on the sofa, scowling as I supported my head. There's no way I could say it.
なんでだよ。
I'm not a kid.
それこそガキのポーズだろうが。
If you put it that way, he was right. However, it'd be annoying to recognize it, so I just kept looking away. Adults will purposely lose to children.
それは大人の言い訳さ。子供は大人に勝ってほしいんだ。
That's so.
背中を見て育つって言うだろ。だいたいバカな大人が多いせいで世の中が大変なんじゃないか。
You're not wrong.
しかもバカだって自覚があるくせにそれを正そうとせずルールや他人の方を変えようとして被害を広めてやがる。
I guess. I felt the same, but I was a man who couldn't be frank.
大人の強さが正しい意味で遠いほどいいんだ。そうすれば子供は必死に追いつこうとするし追い越した時は本当に嬉しいだろ。そう言うならお前がまずやってみろってやつさ。それは非常に正しい。
You understand rather well, even though you have no parents.
親がいなかったからよくわかるのさ。
I see. He craned his neck and grinned.
クゼはお坊ちゃん育ちだからな。
He seemed to have a grudge against me for something I did yesterday or today. I pretended I didn't see his scowl, poured water into my wine glass, and pulled a pill from my bottle.
しかしクゼ周一ともあろうものがそれほどリズムを崩されてるわけか。
He squinted at my hand movement and spoke seriously.
それに千尋に会って抱きついたね。未だかつてない来訪者だ。
I wonder which way that is. I put my hands behind my head and looked up at him. Was that natural, or was it an act? After that, I thought of that girl who seriously worried over what flavor of ice cream to order. Ah, I see. It was deja vu. A double-sided nature resembled her. It was her. Starting tomorrow, up the level of interaction. This needs special attention.
素直じゃないな。
Just like he used to be. Is that what he set aside somewhere in my mind? I'm well aware I'm not honest. The next day, I left the house well before noon to meet Mizuki and do laundry. I shook my head the instant I came into contact with the open air. I reached for the wall without thinking. Just as I feared. I put my back to the wall and took a breath. I had to endure this heat all night. Normally I'd slept through it, but these last 3 days I've been on the prowl. I've been on the prowl in this harsh sunlight a lot. My condition was almost the worst possible. I was like a self-deprived vampire. Maybe I should have canceled my plans with Mizuki. However, tomorrow's laundry is waiting for me. I smirked as I cracked that joke. If I didn't keep joking, I was going to lose consciousness. Oh, dang, sounds like a really serious problem, actually. Goodness gracious, Shuichi. Really, it's funny how I can't even be honest about my own condition. What is our condition? But it was at best purposeless time. It's not the right amount of overdoing it. I took about 30 seconds to get myself together, then knocked on the door to Renji's house.
私の家じゃないですけどようこそ
Thank you, Mizuki. Morning. Here's my polar opposite. Energy practically oozed from her ears. I gently wait. I don't know about polar opposite. You guys seem to have quite a bit in common. At least with the comedy, that's for sure. It was simply a greeting. By no means was it a request to please quiet down a little. Maybe it should have been. Dang. Did you already finish the laundry?
これからですよ。
Alright, nice. Puffed out her chest when another person popped into the living room.
ああ、誰かと思ったらクゼさんか。
Hey, what's up,
こんにちは。
Renji? What's up, Renji? Oh, why are you here, Renji?
なんでって今日は土曜日ですよ。千尋みたいなこと言わないでください。
That's so. Hey, if Renji's here, I don't need to be here on the weekend.
それはね、レンジがダメダメなんだよね。
Dang, ouch. You said that strangely.
僕はそろそろ期末テストなんです。やばいんです。シャレになりません。
Ah, I see. He rubbed his eyes sleepily. He looked at the clock, looked at the shut-off TV, and sighed once more. You were up all night too?
クゼさん家庭教師できます？
No, I'm busy taking care of this one. I have a previous engagement with Mizuki-chan. Besides, I don't remember anything I studied in ordinary school at all.
そっか。自分でやるしかないか。
そうそう。
お前は人事だと思って。
私も半年前に必死でしたもんね。べー。
Oh my god. Why you say it that way? She glared at him, but hid behind me as she stuck out her tongue. Mizuki? What close cousins?
それより、こっちは洗濯するんだから、レンジも洗濯物出しなさいよ。
僕のは自分で洗うからいいって。
どうせなんだから出しなさい。
いいって言ってるだろうが。ああ、とりあえずゆっくりしていってください、クゼさん。
Yeah. Thank you, Renji. He nodded and staggered back to his room.
まったく、今さら恥ずかしがることないのに。プンプン。
He came out from behind me and puffed up her cheeks. He's at a delicate age.
微妙なお年頃？
You could also call him sullen.
それ冗談ですか？
Yeah.
何かありましたか、クゼさん。
Huh? Nah, I'm a little sleepy, so my head isn't working right. I stifled a yawn and patted my shoulders. More accurately, I wasn't holding back as much anymore. Well then, before we get to the laundry?
色落ちするものを選別して洗濯機のスイッチを入れるだけですけどね。
She sighed indifferently as though to say it wasn't very enjoyable. Like she said, there wasn't much to do. We had entered a totally automatic era. There's a cafe mug again. After she pressed the start button in the washing machine, we just drank coffee to kill the time. The also household living room was calmer than my own. The wide interior was naturally refreshing. Mr. Morrow said not to use the AC unless absolutely necessary. It was hot and humid enough to make you sweat a little. That gave birth to a refreshing feeling from the breeze blowing in. There was something different from my closed-in room. Everything was opened up, betraying the resident's consciousness. It was a pretty interesting thing from an architectural view.
まったり。
A happy murmur. Why are you posing? I looked up as she returned a happy smile.
夏の午前中は涼しくて気持ちいいですね。
No, I hate summer. I was a bit spaced out, so I didn't reply. My thoughts jumped in all directions.
本当に眠そうですね。
Considerably. What time do you normally wake up?
6時ですけど。
Goodness gracious, woman. A nightmare. I'm with him. I grew into such a headache-inducing declaration. Why is that? Do you do radio calisthenics or something?
私バスケ部なんですよ。だから普段から朝練とかあって、そのくらいの時間は平気へっちゃらっす。それに朝は空気も澄んでいて気持ちいいですよ。
I would prefer sleeping in an air-conditioned room. Same, man, same. Those in the fine arts didn't seem to be able to follow the mindset of the sports-minded. This was one thing I didn't mind laughing at myself about.
そういえばクゼさんはどうしてバイオリンを弾いてるんですか？
Her eyes upturned and she brought a finger to her lips. story seemed to have started again. It's my job.
そうじゃなくて始めた理由ですよ。ほら、音楽家とか画家の人とかどうしてその道を目指したのかなって気になるじゃないですか。
There's a whole mountain there.
それは登山家です。
Have you learned how to play any instruments? I tried asking an abrupt question.
うちにピアノがあったのでちょっとだけ試したことはありますけど。
Why did you stop?
男の子がサッカーや野球の選手にならないのと一緒だと思います。
Ah, I get it. Her answer was interesting, so I started to smile. That's right. From now on, it's level 2.
Eh?
Nothing. I shook my head and squinted my eyes. I was often asked where I started music, even in interviews. The thing that got me interested in music was probably when I encountered Johann Maelzel's daughter. I don't know who that is.
ヨハン・メルツ。
I don't know either, Mizuki.
なんか肩こりに効きそうな名前ですね。
What? Johann Maelzel, a German. I looked away and recalled my bygone days for a moment. I met her in a music class when I was but a child. She was standing alone in an inconspicuous spot in the music room, and in just a moment I was fascinated. She was appropriately slender, her character was simply diligent. However, she was functionally impartial to everyone. My first love. I took a peek at her current state. She was looking away, blushing. This innocent reaction made me smirk. After that, I kept going back and forth to the music room. There was always an aloof atmosphere about her, and I gently welcomed her. I was taught many things: order, justice, and sometimes the strictness of the world. Before long, I also learned that she was born in 1815.
はい？
I wanted to say 1855 for some reason, I don't know why. She looked as confused as I'd expected.
1815年って何歳ですか？音楽の先生とかじゃなかったんですか？
She's still a teacher to me even now. Her name is Metronome. I waved my finger. She like make the metronome? I had one in my room too, but there was also one in the music room. The singer with a needle used to measure tempo.
ああ、もう。
Are you okay, Mizuki? Are you mad?
怒ってほしいですか？
No, I like you happy. How about I get you a chocolate and vanilla swirl cone? That sounds really good, actually.
私はそんなに安い女ではないのですが、ちょっと大人げなかったですね。
Ah, darn it. It really was immature.
何か言いましたか？久世修一さん。
No, ma'am. Nothing. I didn't want to bungee without a cord. A beeping sound rang throughout the house. Oh, it's the laundry.
洗濯機が止まりましたね。
Good timing is one of my virtues.
単にタイマーです。
Mizuki-chan, you're cute when you pout.
え？
I mean, yeah, but she's always cute. Well, shall we get them dried? I didn't want to tell any more of the story, so I stood up. Suddenly, my field of vision lurched. What's happening? My spine shivered. Hello? You made me remember the moment the earthquake disaster occurred. Oh. But this was different. My knees were giving way. I tried to regain my composure, but there wasn't any strength in my legs at all. Was it anemia? I realize now how dizzy I was. Uh-oh. Mizuki cried out. It sounded far away. That voice didn't suit her. She was pretty, but she couldn't make such an impure noise. But I was the one being worried about. I had to say I was fine when my face hit the cold floor with a thud. The world blacked out. Okay, I regret when I said about if we were gonna learn about anybody who experienced the earthquake directly. Can I take that back now? It was dark when I woke up. However, my feet were firmly on the ground. Oh jeez, I could feel a comfortable material on my hand. There was a sense of security in this ideal place with ideal fittings. The weight of my body and convictions made me realize I was playing the role of a fickle person with his feet planted. Hello? There was a violin in my hand. And I noticed I was standing on a stage. The auditorium was dark. My position was illuminated by a dazzling light. There was a white stage. Kitchen floated through the air like just before a musical performance. The heart played a comfortable rhythm. I took a quick, deep breath. Alright. This was a correct reality. I needed nothing else aside from the reality that I was Shuichi Kuze. I viewed that state of affairs from the audience. I stared coolly at myself, smiling ever so slightly up on the stage from the dark auditorium. It was nothing short of laughable that my cool self resided in my dreams. If this were indeed one. The conductor appeared from the side of the stage. Applause. The rustling of clothes and subtle sound of chairs creaking. The noise of instruments being prepared. A prayer whispered to God. A cough. Sounds that were both chaotic but orderly. And silence. The conductor lifted his baton. The level of tension for the player and the audience, which they thought had reached its limit, grew even higher. This was the moment I lived for. This is what the me on the stage believed. And knew because I was me. I brought up my right hand. Mocking the shape of a handgun with my thumb, raised and index finger extended, aimed at the me on the stage. I swung down the baton like God's hammer. I pulled the trigger. The violinist grabbed his chest and collapsed. All while a cruel noise played. Hello? Alright, so I got some nightmares too. Goodness gracious. I woke up once more. However, before I opened my eyes, I squeezed my left hand, checking for the existence of a violin. There was none. I felt both relief and dejection. Those two emotions didn't seem inconsistent. The priority of process and effect. You die in the process of living. This was a highly spoken of affinity. A permissible thought. It seemed that I was sleeping on the floor, and it felt nice and cool on my back. However, I felt a soft sensation just on the back of my head. It was warm and smelled nice. I slowly opened my eyes. Oh. You getting the good old lap pillow? Her face was close. For about 10 seconds, she remained silent and looked down at me. Pretty eyes. They were gloomily clouded over. Gradually, I realized I was sleeping on her lap. Oh, we are.
大丈夫
Oh, yay. Well, you know, silver lining here is at least we get the good old lap pillow from Mizuki. That's freaking awesome. Mizuki giving us a lap pillow? Couldn't be better than that. If my angel would smile.
大丈夫そうですね
Nice. With that snicker, I realized there was Mizuki. I tried to get up, but she gently shook her head. She held out her hand as though to tell me to stay put. The world stirred like it was underwater.
まだ起きない方がいいですよ
I won't. I was just so tired I could die.
ですよね最初は病気かと思って慌てましたけどなんだか気持ちよさそうだったので
Well, I got happy when I saw I was getting the lap pillow from you. A gentle breeze shook her hair. Oh, we gazed at each other, never looking away. There was a far-off noise. There was a sweet smell. The smell of a girl in summer. It'd be nice to stay this way a little longer. Even if it was uncouth. Is this also a dream? She smiled widely at my words.
ええそうよ
Oh, it's a really nice dream. She placed a hand on my cheek. It was nice and cool. I tried to smile, but I couldn't really. So she smiled in my place.
子供みたい
Thank you. I haven't really slept for the last 3 days. Dang. Actually crazy. I'm scared to go to sleep. Oh. That's sad. Why did I say that? Because there was a dream? If I sleep alone, I always see the same horrible dream.
今は 一人じゃないよ。
Oh, thank you, Mizuki. Her voice was gentle. That might be so.
おやすみなさい。
Good night, Mizuki. She softly covered my eyes. I closed my eyes once more in the darkness. Night. Ooh, so
午後になっても久世さんは起きなかった。
now Mizuki perspective. So yeah, it seems like Shuichi has a lot of PTSD from the earthquake incident. And dang, I didn't think we're actually gonna see anything like that, honestly. I was just curious about it. Now I'm scared to learn more. Oh, jeez. Go on, Mizuki.
ソファーの上でのんびりとお昼寝中。洗濯も済んじゃったし、昼食も済んでしまった。レンジも千尋先輩に会いに出かけてしまったから、ちょっとやることがない。でもこういう雰囲気も気持ちがいい。日曜の午後よりももっともっと夏休みの午後はゆっくりと過ぎていくから、のんびりのんびり。私は顔を洗いに洗面所へ行った後、久世さんの顔を覗き込んだ。普段はおちゃらけながら隙を見せない感じなのに、無防備で柔らかそうなほっぺた。こんな間近に誰かの寝顔を見たことはなかった。ちょっと新婚さんみたいな雰囲気かも。
Nice.
にっこり笑って窓の外を眺める。涼しい風が街路樹を揺らしていた。いい天気。私もお昼寝しよっかな。
Oh, you gonna cuddle with me, Mizuki?
夏休みにお昼寝、それはとてもいいアイディアだと思った。私はレンジの部屋に行き、タオルケットと久世さんの演奏が収録されている CD を持って居間に戻った。もう一度久世さんの顔を覗き込む。言ったら怒られそうだけど、実は久世さんの CD って1枚も聞いたことがない。
Dang.
そもそもクラシックなんて大晦日にテレビでやってる大工くらいしか知らないのだが、それすらも最後まで聞いたことはなかった。音楽の授業でも眠くなるし、だからあえて聞いてみようかと思った。これは何の CD だろう。読めねえ。
Why can't you read it?
だから嫌いだクラシック。
Oh, I see.
まあいいや。床にペタリと座り込む。ポータブル CD のイヤホンを耳にはめて、私は再生ボタンを押した。
So, you couldn't read like the Japanese on the CD, right? Is that what you meant by that? That's what it seems like. I'm not entirely sure, but because like I'm still thinking about how I mentioned that she was a foreigner before. So I'm gonna guess like because Shuichi asked for Japanese, right? So then like was it like written in kanji or something? That's why it was hard for her to read. How much was a dream, and how much was reality? Everything might be a dream, and everything might have happened in reality. Okay, we're getting really philosophical again, I see. I woke up on the couch. There was a light blanket on my stomach. I picked myself up and stretched my right arm towards the ceiling. I stooped over with my hands loosely on my knees. My head hurt and I was incredibly thirsty. Would it be okay to raid the fridge or not? I seemed to be sweating as well. Maybe I should just go back home real quick. As I thought that over, I heard footsteps. Stop. Stop. Oh, step. Oh, wait. Oh, it says... I think that was a typo. Because I saw a stop. Step, step, step. Huh? It sounded like a haunted house. The footsteps were slow and heavy. Where was it? Are you okay, Mizuki? Why you look dead tired? Mizuki-chan? I was taken aback when I looked at the person who entered the room. He tilted her head sideways and looked at me like Chihiro.
久世さん、起きたんだ。
What time is it?
5時過ぎじゃないですかね。
It's already that late? Now I was completely awake. I hadn't realized since the sun was still high, but the clock did in fact say 5 o'clock. I slept all through the morning?
はい、しこたまです。夜に寝れなくなりますね。
Don't underestimate Mizuki. I can sleep whenever I want to sleep. Especially if I get a lap pillow again. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That was unfortunate. I was negligent. No, because the tension rose, my body couldn't catch up and went to its limit. Say, did I sleep with my head on your lap?
なんでそんなことしなきゃいけないんですか？
Oh, you're not gonna tell us, huh? You put a finger to her lips. The tone was like her spirit would fly out, as always.
膝枕なんて子供じゃないんですからしませんよ。するのもされるのも恥ずかしいし。
Lies! Blatant lies! Rather, what's wrong, Mizuki-chan?
どうしたの？
Just put her finger to her lips like she was completely unaware of my state.
あ、そういえば洗濯終わっちゃいましたよ。
Ah, I see. Sorry.
謝ることじゃないです。
She smiled. The atmosphere had returned to normal just a little. Well, no. I really am sorry. It's my rule. I took another breath and stood up. This time I didn't get dizzy. After I went to get some water, I could only sense the two of us in the house. Was Renji here?
久世さんと同じ頃に寝こけてましたけど、午後になったら起きて駅に行きました。洗濯物は出さずに。
I see. Hey, Renji saw me sleeping as well?
そりゃもうバッチリ。洗濯物出していかなかったですけど。
Alright. She was really persistent.
というか、私一人じゃ久世さんをソファーに持ち上げることができなかったので、レンジに手伝ってもらいました。
You carried me?
そうそう、こう足を引きずって。
Ah, nice.
頭がテーブルの角にぶつかって一人じゃ無理だなーって悟りました。
Fuck you, me, Kia, what the heck? I was already falling asleep, about to give me a concussion. Woman! Why the heck was she smiling? Because she's crazy, that's why. Even so, I was the one who didn't wake up. I see.
どうしました？
Nothing, just think about how you're crazy. You spent all day at home because of me?
そう言われればそうなりますね。
If you want to put it that way. You turned your gaze to the ceiling. I'm sorry. I really am.
いいですよ。たまにはこういうのんびりした日があってもいいかなって思ってましたし。
Yeah, once in a while.
夏休みですから。
I see. Oh.
水木ちゃんのおもりって
No.
俺が代わってやろうか。
No, I like doing that. Huh? I slept in the afternoon, so I was in perfect form that night. You came to visit and was blunt as ever.
おもりを代わってやろうかって言ったんだ。
No, thank you. You have Chihiro, right? That's sly.
何の話をしてるんだ。
Lol. Why are you worried about Mizuki? I tilted my head as I stacked on my dinner a battered mushroom with soy sauce stir fry. I wanted to drink sake. I poured some non-alcoholic soft drinks down my throat and recited a magic charm. Decoration. Imitation.
違う。お前が大変だろうから代わってやろうかって言ってるんだよ。
Like I said, you have Chihiro. This time I said it seriously.
千尋は手がかからないからいいんだよ。それに、だからこそ一人でも二人でも変わらないし。
He smiled and gave me a red can soft drink. Oh, I get it. If I thought about it, you probably heard about me collapsing for Renji and Chihiro. You're busy. You really have time to worry about me?
この町での仕事も今年で終わりなんだ。
Oh? His tone was plain, but I was sure he had a lot of regrets. Me, Chihiro, her. Oh, her's Yuuko, isn't it? That was a distorted love.
引き継ぎをするだけで今はこれといってやることがないんだ。
No, Mizuki is mine. That's right. It's on right. Tell him, Shuichi, tell him.
俺のって
Yes. This is our chapter. He had a confused look on his face.
まさか
Plead the
惚れ
fifth?
たのか
Plead the fifth? No way. Not like that. She's like a little sister or a kid to me. If I had to define her, she's more like a puppy though. Again, that is definitely a very accurate description. Definitely very puppy-like. I cackled. You did it. It'd be funny to imagine you cackling. And kind of concerning, actually. But it's fun being with her. I'm not handing her over.
そういうことあの子に言ってあるのか
I will when the time is right. There's no way I could. I kept on my superficial smile and squinted just a little. You and I aren't capable of that. Dang. Hey. Oh. Kind of sad, actually. 2 hours passed after the date changed. Probably due to sleeping all day, I wasn't tired in the slightest. Deeply seated in the sofa, I tried to take everything off of my mind. You had already left. I was alone. So, it wasn't necessary to smile. Oh. Getting heavy again, huh? The driving force of the air conditioner was the only sound in the room. There's a metronome. I stood up and grabbed the metronome in the corner. The old story I told Mizuki wasn't a lie. I remembered that year I changed my mind and asked Santa for a metronome instead of the game I had wanted. It was fun. Right. It wasn't interesting. It was fun. It felt like I gazed at the metronome's monotonous movement from the day after Christmas until New Year's Eve. I placed my hand on my chest and matched the metronome's movement to my heartbeat. Pump, 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 pump. Slowly. I carved that perfect rhythm into my body. Living was an ornament. People's emotions were delusions. Even so, I would have said it's good, rather than a bad thing, that there was no genuine article in the first place. An ornament, a show, a decoration. It was like a metronome. It didn't exist in the realm of nature. Anyone that thought this unshakable rhythm was normal had to have a strange mind. That was human nature. I noticed my heartbeat in the metronome losing sync. During the tut-tutting, I stopped myself with my own will and opened the closet. I moved the violin case stored within. A nostalgic weight. I literally saw this even in my dreams, huh? With this, I reached out for the emotions I had been suppressing for the last 3 days. Because I met that girl. It was probably all set. I didn't bother tuning it.
Kuze-san.
Mizuki? Hello? I heard a voice that shouldn't be here right now. It took a moment for me to process and visibly react. What's up? Oh. Mizuki stealthily peeked her head in. It was like something out of a fairy tale. There's a fairy tale theme again. Did you forget to lock the door on his way out? Well, it's not like we had ever set any sort of custom like that. I closed the violin case and turned around.
なんだか眠れなくて、涼みに外に出てたら窓から明かりが漏れてたので。もう寝ますか?
No, I was just about to play the violin. She looked uncomfortable. Although she also looked like she was enjoying that ticklish sensation. It was like the first time she came to visit my home. No, not yet.
すみません。レンジは起きてたんですけど、勉強中で邪魔できなくて。
No, that's fine. It's summer break.
そうですね。夏休みですし。
She took a breath of relief and smiled. Well, whatever works. She got out some canned juice and a can of nuts I had around his drinking snacks and lined them up on the desk.
はーい、宴会だ
You'll get fat if you eat too much before bed.
太りません。レディーに失礼ですね、クゼさんは。
I'm just saying. She stared at the can looking full of regret. You set it aside. I think still eat. I just needed to give you the warning.
クゼさん、あれは?
He pointed into the room. The violin was in there. I thought I'd tune it a little.
じゃあバイオリンが修理から戻ってきたんだ。
Repaired? You believed me when I said it was broken 3 days ago. I knocked on the surface of the case. Still no good. Might be for good.
そっか。
Again, her faces, dude. They always crack me up.
がっくし
Mizuki matched the words and dropped her shoulders with an exaggerated motion. I returned the violin to the closet and turned back with an equally exaggerated motion. You said you got up early this morning. Are you really not tired?
平気っす
I see. Alright, good to know. This is her athletic side talking.
それじゃあ何か話をしましょう。何がいいかな。夏っぽいことがいいですよね。
A ghost story or something more exotic?
ワイダンって何です？
Took a drink of her juice and tilted her head.
みかん畑のことですかね。
The what? I don't know how you thought to make that connection, but you're feigning innocence. Why are you blushing?
かまとと食べ物の話。
Is that some sort of position too? Hello? Because even I didn't know that. What the fuck? Shuichi, you want to explain something to the audience? Goodness gracious. Are you sleep talking?
なんかもう失礼もそこまで突き抜けると尊敬しちゃいそうですよね。
Thank you. I found it hard to believe, but she seemed to really not understand. I was trying to make a joke. I scratched my cheek and wondered what I should do. Put simply, something exotic would mean something like love stories.
ああ、恋の話ですか。それは確かに夏の夜更かしにはぴったりですね。
Mizuki-chan?
はい。
There was a cute atmosphere about her. No, something else was out of place. Was she starting to slur? Oh, did we accidentally give her alcohol? Goodness think of it, her face had been red ever since I returned from putting the violin away. And I thought she was just blushing. Are you tired?
いいえ、全然。バッチリバッチリ目が冴えてますけど。
Are you feeling a bit lightheaded? You seem mysteriously chipper. Well, she's always chipper. Not that I really had a problem with that reaction. Maybe it's just my imagination.
恋か。いいですよね。好きな人がいる。そういう人って綺麗で憧れます。
What about Kay, Mizuki? She was speaking fine, but did she forget about her diet? She began nibbling at the nuts. Wasn't she acting way too comfortable for a girl that's alone with a guy she just met a couple days ago? We're all alone.
わお、そのセリフはロマンチックでかっこいい。
that wow, dude. This whole situation made me grin without realizing it. I had meant it as a roundabout warning. Suddenly, I felt it was a little late, and I felt a little sad that she was just relaxed around me.
それで、久世さんの恋愛はどうなんですか？
I feel like we shouldn't tell you this. Well, I'm in line with Yumura.
ああ、なるほど。久世さんが日村さんを好きな気持ちもわかります。私も、K 先輩や千尋先輩のためなら。
I see, so you haven't given up, huh? I clenched my fist. You and I were a joke, but in her case, it might be true. Lol. Do you not have a boyfriend? I tried to be polite, but brought my hand into my chin and smiled. Might be interesting to talk a little of that sort of atmosphere. If I had to guess, this was way more grounded.
いませんよ。私は先輩方と比べれば可愛くないし騒がしいし、そういう話は似合いません。
Nothing wrong with being cute and noisy. That's so? I consider her appearance and personality. She seemed more popular than some docile kid. Did you just have no opportunities? Or people treat her like some peculiar animal? Nobody has confessed to you at all?
うーん。実は2回ほどありました。
Oh, I see. See?
でも付き合ったことはないんですよ、やっぱり。
You had no interest? She slowly shook her head.
わかりません。人を好きになるって難しいです。
I mean, yeah, it seems like you've seen the other two chapters, so you know.
久世さん、隣に座ってもいいですか？
We're all alone.
ええ、いい夜ですわ。
Alright, come here. She met my joke and smiled sweetly. The speed of her counterattack was astounding. I took a drink of juice and thought about whether it would be alright for her to sit next to me. It tasted sort of strange. I'm not checking the label more closely. Fruit was prominently displayed, but it was a cocktail, not juice. Mizuki-chan,
はい。
are you good with alcohol?
どうでしょう。 前に飲んだことがあるらしいんですけど、よく覚えてないんですよね。
Wait, really? I was about to say, why would you be? When did you have it before? What the heck?
誰もその時のことを教えてくれないし。はて、
The tone was the same as always, and she shifted her attention to the ceiling. She might have been drunk. Her articulation became suspicious around the time she started drinking. Dangerous. I groaned without sinking. A young lady I was watching over getting drunk in my room late at night. You can only classify that situation as dangerous. Yeah, huh? I reached for the can she sat on the desk, but it looked like she just finished it. Now I was worried. Maybe I should make her some miso soup or something to sober her up.
ねえクゼさん、あのバイオリンを弾いてもいいですか？
Not while you're drunk? You can play? I lifted my head in surprise. A pretty crescent moon formed on her lips.
いいえ、触ったことどころかテレビでしか見たことないですよ。思ったより実物って小さそうですね。
Then I should stop you right there.
どうしてですか？
Compared to a piano or other keyboard instrument, a violin is quite troublesome. Even if you've handled one or twice, you won't know the music skill.
なるほど。ドとかレとか押しただけじゃ出ないのか。
Yeah. If you really are interested, you should learn it properly. You'll get tired of it if you pick it up half-heartedly from the beginning.
そうしましょ
Okay, tell me this when you're not drunk, alright? For some reason, she nodded satisfied.
う。でも、なんだかほんわかしてて気持ちいいですね。クゼさんの部屋はまったり空間です。これが大人の魅力？
Nah, probably because of the alcohol. I whispered so she wouldn't hear. Even I was in the process of digesting it. I thought I was trying not to take in alcohol anymore either. You should have drank all my reserves, but these cocktails were a blind spot. Is that why he always comes over at night like that to drink so we can't drink the alcohol stuff? Because I'm gonna guess he used to, but he had a habit of it, but now he can't do it anymore. So he is like a good friend and comes over to drink it for him. That makes sense. Hello, Mizuki. He suddenly stood up. I wondered what was up. He absentmindedly looked around the room. He was speaking properly, but were her legs reliable? He spun around counterclockwise and sat down next to me. Oh, well.
席替えです。
I've noticed. He wanted to sit next to me. Probably strayed way off that subject, though. This isn't a very flattering distance. This isn't a very flattering distance, is it?
クゼさんは節度と理解と漂白なお兄ちゃんですから。
I see. I got to go to Oni-chan and got nice. Is that your defense? I got to go to Oni-chan again. Before she answered, she yawned cutely and rubbed her eyes. That action was charming and created a suitable atmosphere for someone her age. Are you finally tired? It was almost 3 a.m. Oh, dang. I didn't realize it was that late. Goodness gracious.
ついさっきまでは眠くなかったのに。
3 a.m. is kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. Don't push yourself. It'd be best if you went home soon. Wait, did it?
ここで寝ていてもいいですか？
Didn't Sumire say like what was it like 7 I think or something like that? I actually kind of forgot too. Shit. Sure. Yeah. I groaned as a joke, but inwardly I thought this was a troubling situation. I couldn't tell if she was drunk, really tired, or just like this in the first place. Definitely seems a little bit drunk. There's just absolutely no way I'd invite her. I should have just carried her back home like a princess or called Renju to take over. In any case, staying over causes all sorts of problems, so don't. It could cause a huge misunderstanding, and there's a precedent for this. I glanced over at the phone.
クゼさん、突然なんですが。
Yes, Mizuki? What?
私、クゼさんに恋しちゃったみたいです。
Oh, I must see.
うわ、きったな。
Lol. Oh, maybe you're not that drunk. Huh. She backed off and patted her clothes off.
なんですか一体。
I was just very surprised, sorry. At least I didn't spit on you. Should you be saying that? Or was that murderous thing you just said?
もうちょっと真面目に聞いてくださいよ。
She regained her position and narrowed her lips. I spat out my drink because I listened to her seriously low.
昼間ですね。久世さんが寝てる時に CD を聞いたのですよ。
Uh-huh. For some reason, her eyes were fixed on me. Oh, was it because of the alcohol? Might not
ク
be.
ラシックなんて眠たくなるだけかと思ったのに、すごかったです。びっくり桃の木です。静かな曲はやっぱり眠くなりますけど、それは気持ちいいから眠くなるわけでして、いいものだと気づきました。それにいきなりドカーンってなる曲もあるんですよね。かっこよくて背中が震えてチリチリしました。
Dang.
ジャカジャカすごいやつ。
Why do you talk like this? Jaka Jaka? What was that? I don't know, but it's cute and funny, so it's fine. Did you listen to a rock or reggae concert? Anyway, I understood well how strict or emotionally moved vocabulary was.
でも一番びっくりしたのはクラシックが色っぽかったことなんですよね。
Oh, let's see. Well, you know, thank you. The usual smile suddenly came back. Her tone changed. My face suddenly became hot for whatever reason. I hadn't had alcohol in a while. Was I getting drunk as well?
普通の曲みたいに歌詞とかついてないはずなのに、誰かに耳元でささやかれていると言いますか。あなたのことが好きです。そんな風に言われているみたいでドキドキしたんですよ。
Huh. Well, lots of famous pieces are born and people are in love or brokenhearted.
やっぱり
I see. But those people actually just spend all the time messing around.
そうなんです。やっぱり恋をしてる人は綺麗なんですよ。
He wasn't listening to me.
そんなこと考えてたら、そんなことを考えさせる演奏をしてる久世さんが気になって。
Alright.
これって恋？
Shuichi's face, dude. What should I do? What would have been good to say here? The Shuichi Kuze you know is dead. Might be nihilistically deceptive. Like, let's eat shaved ice at the South Pole. Let's go dig a hole at the base of Ira's Rock and scream. Maybe I should just answer honestly. Probably for the best.
つまりクラシックってワイダンなんですね。
Ugh. You got me with the finishing blow. Let's see. Got it. Let's correct the misunderstandings one by one. I prepared myself seriously for the first time in a while. For the sake of all the musicians in the world, I had to oppose this Demon King right now. Demon King. Mizuki is my favorite Demon King. Oh, Mizuki-chan? Well, it couldn't be. Good night, Mizuki. Mizuki's head clicked right on my shoulder. He looked quite happy and was breathing restfully. This was a problem. This happened quite a bit. On trains and such. Oh?
その温かさを女の子は覚えていた。
Oh, hello. Getting a different perspective scene again. But alright, so yeah, getting to learn quite a bit more about Shuichi and his experience of the earthquake and how he seemed to have has gotten PTSD from that. So yeah, that's really depressing. But yeah, definitely learning more and more under the surface about him, and seems like we're gonna learn more about Mizuki as well now. But yeah, again, I'm very curious, so worried because this game scares me once again. Yeah, and also Mizuki confessed us, but she was kind of drunk, so I think it was one of those cases where she's like only a little bit drunk, but still like conscious enough to say what she's actually feeling. But because she's drunk, she's able to say it more easily. That's what it seems like what was happening there. So definitely seems like that was still legit. Yeah, Shuichi's reaction to that was funny. My man straight up just spit out his drink. He had to do the good old spit take. That was funny. Yeah, so yeah, definitely getting into more of both of their situations now. And I'm curious too, because we know that Shuichi definitely experienced the earthquake, but I was thinking, did Mizuki too? And that's how she ended up underwater that one scene? That she did, dang. Goodness gracious. That would also be really dark too.